Good morning all. Today in this class I will discuss about alcohols. Alcohol is mainly synthesized with the fermentation of sugars with the help of the enzyme called gymase. It slows down your body and mind. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. It has depressant effect. It leaves you unable to think, react, and make decisions as you normally would. Because it has predominantly depressant effect on brain, hence it's a CNS depressant like other drugs, general anesthetics, opioids, barbiturates, and benzodiazepines. Going to next slide. Alcohol is a compound which is bound to a carbon atom. It is also called as ethyl alcohol or ethanol in common usage. Coming to the background of alcohols, it is global use since ancient days. Beer was known in Mesopotamia. It is a small place in Iraq. Some recipes found on clay tablets, and wine was consumed in classical Greece at breakfast or at symposia. And it was also part of diet of the mostly in Roman citizens. The concentration of alcohol in an alcoholic beverages may be specified in percent alcohol by volume and in percent by weight and in proof. These three are specified for concentration of alcohol. In percent alcohol by volume means it contains or it measures the amount of alcohol that is in bottle compared to the volume of liquid. And percentage by weight is it measures how much alcohol is in beverages, that is expressed as a percentage of total beverage weight. Alcohol by volume, value of a beverage is always higher than the alcohol by weight. What is mean by in proof? It measures the alcohol content. Means alcohol proof is twice the percentage of alcohol by volume. The proof measurement roughly corresponds in a 2:1 ratio. For example, whiskey contains 50% of alcohol is called 100 proof whiskey. It is the twice the percentage of alcohol content. Next, coming to the production of alcohol, it is produced by fermentation by certain species of yeast in the absence of alcohol. The process of culturing yeast under the conditions that produce alcohol is called brewing. It is nothing but production of beer. See production of beer in next slide. It is to produce ethanol. Ethanol is produced from starch such as cereal grains. This starch is broken down into sugars. These sugars germinate into maltose by the enzyme gymase. Here, the starch is converted into maltose. Maltose again is converted into alcohol by germinating. During the germinating process, produces enzymes called gymase. And molasses is the end product of sugar industry. It is a major source of commercial alcohol, is a molasses. It is an end product of sugar industry. Process of beer involves short fermentation process. It is also known as short aging process because it will take time period of 1 week or 2 weeks. So it is a short fermentation process. In beer, alcohol content is 3 to 8% in beer, and wine involves long fermentation process, that is also called long aging process. It will take months or years or decades. This is the time period is more. The alcohol content is 7 to 18% in wine. Many wines are fortified wines with addition of distilled alcohol to achieve higher alcohol concentration, that is 16 to 22%. And spirits are produced by distillation of your ferment products. In these spirits, alcohol content is more, that is 40 to 60%. For example, examples of spirits are brandy, whiskey, vodka, rum, and gin. Coming into the mechanism of alcohols, alcohol shows CNS depression by altering the state of membrane lipids by membrane fluidization to decrease the lipid viscosity, and it mainly works stimulating and mediating the effects of neurotransmitters, that is GABA receptor, and thereby it stimulates GABA A receptor. And also another mechanism is it blocks glutamate receptors, or it inhibits NMDA receptors. This is about mechanism of action. And coming into the pharmacokinetics of alcohols, it is observed mainly from GIT, and food delays absorption of alcohol, and it is widely distributed in the body, and it crosses blood-brain barrier and also crosses placental barrier. And metabolism of it is 90% mostly metabolized in liver. Alcohol is mostly metabolized in liver. Some part of that is 10% of alcohol is excreted through lungs and urine. Coming to the effects of alcohol on CNS, it acts on hidbrain, in hidbrain, medulla and cerebellum, and midbrain and forebrain. It also acts on hippocampus and frontal lobe. It will cause some neurological effects. At small doses, it causes euphoria, relief of anxiety, loss of social inhibitions, and mood and feelings are altered. At moderate doses, it causes impaired muscular coordination and visual acuity. In this condition, driving is difficult to driving. It's dangerous. At higher doses, it causes mental clouding, impaired judgment, drowsiness, and loss of self-control. On CVS, it causes vasodilatation, depression of myocardial activity, and cardiomyopathy. Sometimes it causes sudden death it leads to sudden death due to ventricular tachycardia. On GIT, it causes nausea, vomiting, and also causes gastritis and peptic ulcers. Here you can see picture of vomiting due to alcohol, and it acts on liver. Liver is responsible for filtering alcohol, so it causes more accumulation of alcohol in liver. It causes cirrhosis of liver. Here you can see this is the healthy liver and this is the alcoholic liver. Liver cannot function and symptoms are high blood pressure, abdominal swelling and jaundice, but these symptoms are irreversible. On males, it causes damages or kills Leydig cells. When damages the Leydig cells, does not produce testosterone, so increased feminine characteristics and decreased sexual drive and reproductive failure, and also it leads to impotence. In females, it causes early menopause, premenstrual discomfort, increased menstrual flows, and also causes infertility. Here you can see cystic acne on face. Alcohol can cause on skin some problems, skin problems like acne, bumps, and cystic acne. Coming into the pathway of alcohol, there are mainly two pathways by which alcohol gets metabolized. One is alcohol dehydrogenase pathway, and another one is microsomal ethanol oxidizing system. In this pathway is ethanol pathway is an important one, and that means alcohol dehydrogenase pathway is the major pathway. So in this pathway, in this flow chart, we will discuss about methanol, ethanol and ethylene glycol. So methanol, here this methanol is converted into formaldehyde by the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, and this formaldehyde is converted into formic acid by the enzyme aldehyde dehydrogenase. This formic acid is a toxic acid. This toxic acid accumulates in the renal tissue. It causes blindness. And then ethanol pathway is ethanol is converted into acetaldehyde with the help of the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. This is the first enzyme. And next, acetaldehyde is converted into acetic acid by the enzyme aldehyde dehydrogenase. This acetic acid is again converted into acetyl-CoA. It will useful for the Krebs cycle. Then ethylene glycol is converted into glycoaldehyde by the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, and this glycoaldehyde is again converted into glycolate. This is also toxic acid. It causes toxicity in renal or toxicity in kidneys. It causes renal failure. This is about pathways. Then we'll go. This is the important pathway, acetaldehyde dehydrogenase pathway. Here, ethanol is converted into acetaldehyde by the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. This acetaldehyde is converted into acetic acid with the help of the enzyme acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. And this acetic acid is usually Krebs cycle. So here you can see this conversion, acetaldehyde to acetic acid conversion is blocked by disulfiram drug. This is a drug which inhibits the aldehyde dehydrogenase known as disulfiram. This disulfiram known to inhibit this enzyme, then it will increase the levels of acetaldehyde. Once this acetaldehyde levels increased, it can lead to some side effects like disulfiram side effects like flushing, thrombing, headache, nausea, vomiting, sweating, palpitation, dyspnea, hypotension, syncope, uneasiness, blurred vision, and confusion. These symptoms called disulfiram-like reactions because when disulfiram inhibits the conversion of alcohol, inhibit the conversion of acetaldehyde to C1s. This disulfiram inhibits the conversion of acetaldehyde to acetic acid. It will lead to, so acetaldehyde levels is increased in the body, it will lead to disulfiram-like reactions such as flushing, thrombing, headache, nausea, vomiting, sweating, palpitation, dyspnea, hypertension, syncope, uneasiness, and blurred vision, and also confusion. So these are unpleasant side effects if patient has to take alcohol along with disulfiram. Hence, disulfiram is mainly used in the addiction of alcohol, but in this patient has to be completely committed to leave alcohol. Here you can see some drugs that precipitate disulfiram-like reactions, which be a list of drugs like disulfiram-like reactions. It can also cause those type of symptoms. Those drugs are metronidazole and tinidazole, which is anti-protozoal drugs, and sulfonylureas is anti-diabetic oral hypoglycemic drugs, and antibiotics like cephalosporins such as cefoperazone and cefamandole, and antifungal drug is griseofulvin. These drugs also can cause disulfiram-like reactions. Next, going to discuss about alcohol intoxication. When it is excess alcohol intake can also lead to intoxication. The symptoms are nausea, vomiting, flushing, hypotension, gastritis, hypoglycemia, respiratory depression, coma, and death. Predominantly, the treatment of alcohol intoxication is supportive measures, which is number 1, constitute gastric lavage, maintenance of patent airways, prevention of aspiration of vomitus, maintenance fluid electrolyte balance. These are the supportive measures: constitute gastric lavage, maintenance of patent airway, prevention of aspiration of vomitus, and maintains fluid electrolyte balance, and treatment of hypoglycemia with IV glucose. Treatment of hypoglycemia with IV glucose. This could be a very important one because patients who are on acute alcohol intoxication, they to go into hypoglycemia, and that's why IV glucose stays a very important IV glucose stays very important treatment. And another supportive measure treatment would be a vitamin like thiamine. This is the treatment of alcohol intoxication. Next, people who have developed dependence on alcohols are called alcoholics. Management of alcohol syndrome is alcohol is known to cause both physical as well as psychological dependence. Hence, in chronic alcoholics who leave alcohol abruptly or suddenly can go into withdrawal symptoms. These withdrawal symptoms can be moderate, mild, or it could be severe. These withdrawal symptoms are hyperexcitability, nausea, sweating, delirium, tremors, shakiness, and anxiety. When it occurs when alcohol use is stopped after a period of heavy drinking. Now going to discuss about management of withdrawal syndrome. The overall management of withdrawal syndrome would be, number one would be benzodiazepines, that is the long acting benzodiazepines are usually preferred, such as chlordiazepoxide and diazepam. And other drugs are clonidine and propranolol, which can decrease the intensity of withdrawal syndrome. And once the withdrawal phase is over, benzodiazepines are withdrawn with gradual tapering. Once the withdrawal phase is over, these benzodiazepines are withdrawn with gradual tapering, but it should not be stopped abruptly. Next, going to discuss about alcohol dependence. It is characterized by craving and loss of control. And here, certain de-addiction techniques, that is psychological and pharmacological management of alcohol dependence. First is aversion technique. In this technique, we can give disulfiram, but patients have to be committed to leave alcohol. For those only we have to give. And another one is naltrexone, which is given 50 milligrams once a day. And next, topiramide, which is an anti-epileptic drug. And clonidine, which is alpha-2 agonist. It can be used for alcohol dependence. And acamprosate is another drug which acts as a substitution therapy because it is known to be decreasing the craving for alcohol, and mechanism is stimulates to alcohol, that is decreases the glutamate on NMDA receptors and increases the GABA transmission. It is acamprosate is a substitution therapy because it decreases the craving for alcohol and decreases the glutamate on NMDA receptors and increases the GABA transmission. Next, uses of alcohol. It is used as an antiseptic. It can be used as rubefacient and counter irritant and for sprains, and also used in joint pains. It can be used as an astringent, and it is also used in intractable neuralgias and methanol poisoning. Next we'll discuss about methanol poisoning. Methanol was formerly obtained by the distillation of wood, also called as wood alcohol. But here these two very important poisonings are there, which is used to know methanol, and another one is to ethanol, and another one is ethylene glycol, which one we discussed earlier in this class. Those are methanol and ethylene glycol. This mechanism of alcohol is very important in methanol poisoning. This methanol is also called as wood alcohol, which is used in country liquor as a form of methanol, and it can be abruptly with ethanol. And another poisoning is ethanol glycol is also commonly used as antifreeze agent. There could be accidental poison with ethylene glycol. Coming to the methanol poisoning, pathway. Here methanol is converted into formaldehyde. This formaldehyde is converted into formic acid by the enzyme aldehyde dehydrogenase. Methanol converts into formaldehyde with the help of the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, and this formaldehyde is converted into formic acid with the help of the enzyme aldehyde dehydrogenase. These two enzymes, but here this methanol and formaldehyde conversion is inhibited by the enzyme fomepizole. It inhibits the alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme. This is the antidote of methanol poisoning treatment. And this formic acid is a very toxic acid. This toxic effects due to formic acid. You see, these are the toxic effects such as headache, vertigo, severe abdominal pain, vomiting, hypotension, delirium, acidosis, and coma. This toxic acid is accumulate in retinal tissue. It leads to blindness, and sometimes it also causes death due to respiratory failure. So here you can see treatment of methanol poisoning. These are the supportive measures to constitute gastric lavage, and we have to give sodium bicarbonate by IV route for correction of acidosis. And ethanol alcohol is the drug of choice for methanol poisoning too. It causes competitive inhibition of metabolism and decreases the formation of toxic metabolites. And the antidote is fomepizole, and other drug leucovorin also we have to give. It reduces the formic acid levels in the body. So this is about methanol poisoning, treatment of methanol poisoning. For methanol poisoning, we have to give ethyl alcohol. It works as a competitive inhibition of metabolism and decrease the formation of toxic metabolites. The antidote is femifizole, and leucovorin is another drug to reduce the formic acid levels in the body. Going to next slide. Here you can see fetal alcohol syndrome. It is caused by alcohol. It is also called, these are the teratogenic effects caused by alcohols on the fetus when consumed by pregnant mother is called fetal alcohol syndrome. It is a teratogenic effects caused by alcohol on the fetus when consumed by pregnant mother is called fetal hereditary syndrome. It is characterized by intrauterine growth retardation, microcephaly, marked CNS depression, and mental retardation. And you can see here in this picture is the teratogenic effects. Small development of head, missing groove, above lip, pointed small chin, small eyes. These all are teratogenic effects which got by pregnant mother. This is also called fetal alcohol syndrome. Then going to next slide. I think this is the last slide. So drug interactions of alcohol, it is increases the risk of hepatotoxicity due to acetaminophen and enhances the hypoglycemic effects of insulin and sulfonylureas, and acute alcohol intake inhibits some metabolism of drugs. When acute alcohol intake inhibits some metabolism of drugs like oral coagulant, sulfonylureas, and anti-epileptic drugs. This is the drug interactions of alcohol. It enhances hypoglycemic effects of insulin and sulfonylureas, and acute alcohol intake, it inhibits some metabolism of drugs like oral anticoagulants and sulfonylureas and anti-epileptic drugs. So, in this lecture, I discussed about alcohol in toxicity, alcohol dependence, withdrawal syndrome and symptoms, and methanol poisoning also I discussed. So this is the very important topic. And this is about alcohols. So students, don't drink, just say no, don't lie dangerously. The safest amount of drinks is 0. Thank you.